They thought that you were so bendable and flexible. They thought you were the rubber band man. They mistook you for a gymnast. They thought you would continue to toss and flip for them. They thought that you would do anything that they wanted you to do. They thought all they had to do was pull and tug on you to get you to do anything in the relationship. They thought you were a twig or a pretzel that they can just snap and twist. For some reason, they thought you were a faucet that would never turn off. And now, they're mad. They're mad that you will no longer bend. It turns out you do have a spine. You do have a backbone. And you're going to stand up. People will be your friend. They will be super nice to you as long as they can get you to do what they want you to do. As long as you'll do what they say. The one day you stand up for yourself and put a stop to it, they get super mad. How the face change, how the tables turn. They're no longer happy with you. They're actually mad and upset with you because you will not allow them to run over you. You will not allow them to continue to do whatever they want to do towards you. You're now standing up for yourself, and they can't stand it. They get so used to having their way that they just feel like, what are you doing? Who are you to finally stand up for yourself? What's going on here? They really can't take it. They can't handle it. They can't believe it. People look at you and they size you up and they feel like they have you pegged. They think that they automatically know how you're going to react. They think that they have all the time in the world until the one day you bust out on them and they are caught off guard. They are completely shocked. They find out that they can no longer push the pushover. There is a such thing as enough, and you've gotten to that point. You have had enough. Enough is just enough. Toxic people, narcissists, users, and manipulators typically get mad at you because they have certain expectations. And when you don't meet those, they get super upset. These type of people have 3 basic expectations from you. 1, they expect you to keep giving. 2, they expect you to keep forgiving. And 3, they expect you to keep compromising. Users will purposely attach themselves to people that are naturally giving. They feel like people like yourself, a naturally giving person, is easier to take advantage of, easier to fool, easier to trick, easier to get over on than the average person. This is what they think. They feel like they don't have to work as hard to get you to give because you are a natural giver. You're a cheerful giver. At first, they may start off just asking, but then they intensify. They keep pushing and pushing and pushing on your boundaries. They keep pushing and pushing past capacity. The more you give, the more they want and the more they expect. And then you have some nasty ones out there that will take your giving to a whole nother level. They will start to pervert it and they will start to steal and take from you. When you start to go into shutdown mode, when you start to cut things off, when you start to put a stop to things, they don't expect this from you. They never expect the well to run dry. They never expect the source to run out or be exhausted. They take it very personal. They take it very selfishly. Instead of them seeing that as you trying to self-preserve, you trying to protect yourself, they see it as a slight against them. You start to put a stop to the things that you were giving, whether it was your time, your money, your affection, your communication. You put a halt to all these things and they get highly upset. They get highly upset that they're not able to control what they once thought that they could. What they didn't understand is that you were in control the whole time. You will use your discernment. You will start to put 2 and 2 together and figure out when someone is using you, when they are getting over on you, when they are pulling the wool over your eyes. You will start to notice. When they bulldozer over your boundaries, you tell them you're not comfortable with something and they keep doing it anyway. There will come a day when you put a stop to it. The second thing that they take for granted or take advantage of is the fact that you keep forgiving. They think that they're going to have endless chances to get it right. They think that they're going to have a constant chance to do it over. They know that you operate off the principle of forgiving 70 times 7. They don't think that that will ever end. They think it will go into infinity. When I was married to the narcissist, he was a person that would engage in numerous and frequent acts of infidelity. And it wasn't just one act. It wasn't just one type of act. He had a pattern. He had a full-blown habit of being unfaithful in our marriage. Because of the fact that we were married, because of the fact that I did not want to just kind of give up on the marriage, I wanted to exhaust all measures. The narcissist took advantage of this. He thought that that was an opportunity for him to keep doing whatever he wanted to do, to keep doing adulterous acts, to keep cheating, to keep lying. He thought because I forgave an offense 1 or 2 times or even more that he can just do whatever he wanted to do. He didn't think that there would come a day that divorce papers would show up. The narcissist even told me out of his mouth, well, since we're married, you should just forgive me for cheating, and you shouldn't just throw away the whole marriage just for that. In other words, it's no big deal that I cheat on you. We're married, and that's all that matters. We're married, so you should just forgive me and stay with me. This was his thought process. They think because you allow something for a long time, which is long suffering, which is one of the fruit of the Spirit, they think that since you have this trait, this characteristic, this gift, this fruit of the Spirit, that means that they can do whatever they want to do until infinity. They don't think that there will ever be a day that you stand up and you say no, that you stand up and say no more, that you stand up and say enough is enough. That's it, and that's all. They're not necessarily getting mad at you per se. They're just getting mad because they cannot have their way. They're getting mad because they can't control what they believe is their toy. They get mad because they can't control what they believe is their property. They get mad when they find out that they cannot control you. The last expectation that they have of you is that you're going to keep compromising. You're going to keep being the one doing all the heavy lifting. You're going to keep being the one paying all the bills. You're going to keep being the one taking up their slack, doing all the things that they refuse to do. You're going to be the one taking up the responsibility and the accountability. You're going to keep being the mature one in the relationship. You're going to keep being the bigger person. They don't think that there will ever come a day that you will get tired, that there will come a day that you will start thinking of yourself instead of them. They don't think that you will ever get to a point to where you're the one that needs to be replenished because they keep taking from you. The ex-narcissist in my life felt like, since I was a woman, that it was my job to constantly compromise, to constantly accept whatever behavior that he wanted to give me. Whatever he wanted to dish out, it was my duty as a wife to just accept it, to keep bending over backwards, to keep bending and twisting like a pretzel. And the devil is a liar. There are boundaries all through the Bible. There's gates, there's hedges, there's fences, there's walls. God says, guard our heart. You can't guard your heart if you're constantly letting a narcissist or a toxic person, a user, abuser, a manipulator, twist your heart, squeeze your heart, tear it into pieces. You can't be a good steward over your possessions, your money, your property if you let someone come in and steal from you, take from you. If you always let a thief or a robber come in and swipe and swindle and take whatever they want from you. You can't be a disciplined person if you're constantly coming in doing all the compromising, not letting other people learn from their mistakes, learn from the error of their ways, stand on their own. You're constantly taking up their slack. Eventually, you're going to have to stand for yourself. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. There comes a point where you will no longer bend your back for a person that refuses to move in your direction. You will no longer use your back to help support and hold up someone that doesn't care if you fall. You will use your own back and your own spine to stand up for yourself. You will defend yourself and you will protect yourself. After you have done all that you can for these ungrateful people, you will just stand. They left you in the dark, bending over backwards for them. But now, you stand in the light.